Yo, and welcome along. It is time for some bass house bass design inside of Serum and Ableton. Currently we're sitting inside a very special Ableton project. Some of you might already know. It is the throwback, my complete bass house start to finish series that I chucked up on the channel a couple years ago. But I needed like a bass house track that was already done to test these new basses that I'm about to create with you guys inside of Serum. And I thought, you know what? We'll use the classic track as the backbone for the tune. We need to fill in the section with some basses, so let's go. We're gonna cover Screechers, Thumpers, and Wubbers. My three primary kind of basses I refer to with bass house all the time. Screechers are just those angry tonal sounds. Wubbers are like wobs back from old school dubstep days. And what I say, Thumpers is like kind of distorted 808s. So we'll dive into each of them, starting with the Screechers. Super simple, saw wave already standard. Unison, distortion, compressor. And sub underneath it. Not that you can fucking hear it. That's a pretty cool start, not that much to it. Saw wave with unison, compressor, OTT, some drive. And it's a super wide sound. It's got a lot of bass in the middle thanks to our sub bass over here. Needs a little bit more pulse, I reckon, to it. So we're gonna load up the filter, drag the cutoff all the way down, click, hold, drag, envelope 1. And let's adjust these settings to give us a little bit more character. To give you an idea of this in a drop, how the fuck we're gonna do this. This is an F. Saturator, soft clip on just so it's not redlining, and a little bit of sidechain to the kick. If you don't know what sidechain is, made a video all about that, link in the description. I don't like how it's going wow 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 wow. It should be like. With bass house, a lot of the character is down to the ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release, which I think is kind of down to like the housey part of it, because if you think of old school synthesis, that have like super plucky sounds like that, that's character would be determined by its time values, such as these. I reckon Screechers are down to fat waveforms, such as saw waves, and the distortion you throw at them. Let's move into some wubs. First things first, load up a sine waves. And we're actually gonna go into the waveform editor here, so we can adjust the harmonics that are coming in. It's here in low octave. Or maybe not. Sounding a little bit weird so far, don't worry. We'll do the classic, throw a little bit of distortion and multiband. Sounding pretty thick and chunky. And each one of these is introducing a different harmonic, so you can have as many or as little as you want. You can see it changing the waveform. Let's drag this up. That's a bit angry. Yo, I like that. Okay. Kind of what we did before with the filtering and the envelope 1. Since this is like the wubber and we teased at it before, we're gonna do the exact same thing. So cut off all the way down, click, hold, drag. And let's adjust some time value. So attack, maybe a little bit. Hopefully you can start to now hear the classic house / bass house sound coming. Release determines kind of how fast you want the sound to let go, so to say. Or if you want just, as soon as I let go of the note, it stops like that. And of course, cut off, we can change how much wub we want. Let's get the whole thing coming through, because I do want to adjust those harmonics again, to see what kind of crazy sounds we can come up with. Harmonics is sick. I don't know why I don't play around this feature more often. And lastly, the third style of bass, of course, would have to be the thumpers. So first things first, in the new instance of Serum, without even touching the oscillators, we're going to change the sound's time characteristics, so click, hold, drag that. Kind of got a thumping sound already to it. Back into our trusty sine wave. Os B, a little bit wide on the unison. Another filter. You know what we're doing by now. Envelope 1 to cut off. But of course it needs to punch, so what are we going to do? Distortion. Stomp box, haven't tried that before. And another filter. Because why not? That is a punchy plug. Holy shit, didn't expect that to be so clean. Oh, it's borderline psytrance now. I'm worried I'm making it too wide with this unison, so I might bring it back down to 1, load up the effects, and load up hyperdimension expander. Mix down, and mix up. Anyway, this is meant to be the thumping sound, and it's not really thumpy at this stage, so... That's the money. Oh boy. I was going to show you a different waveform, but honestly that works better. So yeah, envelope 1, which is your ADSR for your sound inside of Serum. Set this up with a quick attack, quick decay, no sustain. And for however long you want your sound to be, it's determined by decay. I used to kind of do this volume shaping in LFO1, but honestly, envelope 1, if it's controlling your whole sound inside of Serum, it kind of makes sense to just do it here. Smash it with some distortion and compression, and then the last stage of your chain, low pass filter again to make sure you're capturing all that sound. It just sounds like a tone going on and off, but give it a bit more character. And to help you get a good start on it, I will drop some free Serum Bass House bass presets like this. It won't be these ones, it'll be different ones I make after the video, but using these fundamentals to create this kind of specific bass house sound. Yeah. So yeah, link in the description. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you next Sunday for another tutorial. See you then. Peace.